Good evening. Welcome to the June 18th, 2026 Park Board meeting of the Bismarck Board of Park Commissioners and the Recreation District. I'll call the meeting to order and ask Julie to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Gilbertson.
Here.
Herzog.
Here.
Redmond.
Here.
Jeske.
Here.
President Zimmerman.
Here. Our next item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. I would ask you to stand and join us, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for joining us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Our next item is the approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Commissioner Gilbertson, second by Commissioner Redmond. Julie, if you'll call the roll, please.
Commissioner Gilbertson.
Aye.
Herzog.
Yes.
Redmond.
Aye.
Jeske.
Aye.
President Zimmerman.
Aye. Before we move on to the next item on the agenda, I am going to take a moment to introduce the new Executive Director of the Bismarck Parks and Recreation District, Mr. David Leaker. Welcome, David. It is my honor to welcome you as our sixth Executive Director in a 100-year history of the Bismarck Parks and Recreation District. So a lighthearted warning that you have big shoes to fill, 5 in 100 years. David, I would, if you wish to say something, you certainly have the opportunity. You will be sworn in as clerk if our attorney shows up. Mr. Ward is not here, but I'm assuming he'll come flying in the door there. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, President Zimmerman, Commissioners, I just want to thank you for the opportunity. I think, I've worked in North Dakota for almost 30 years in Parks and Recreation, and Bismarck's always been a leader, and it's a beautiful city with a lot of opportunities out here. So I appreciate it, and I want to thank you for giving me the chance to, be the next leader of the Bismarck Parks and Recreation Department. You got great staff, great commissioners, and a great town.
Well, welcome, David, and I'll just ask for a round of applause to welcome him to Bismarck. And as you know, if there's any questions, we'll turn to you, and I see Mike is right there as well. So, and let me say that too, if I may, that we appreciate Mike Wald stepping in there for a couple of weeks as the interim director. I understand he's a little reluctant to give up the power right now, but thank you, Mike, for doing that.
Yes, Mike. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on the agenda then for our featured partners and programs. We have with us this evening the Riverwood Women's Golf Association. And to give us an update this evening, we have Judy Swanberg and Jennifer DeForest. Ladies, if you'd step to the podium, please, and thank you for coming out this evening.
Hi, guys. I'm Jennifer DeForest. I don't know if the mic's working, but, and this is Judy Swanberg.
Oh, thank you. I could have done that. We are both on the Riverwood Women's Golf Association, and we're here to present tonight. Just going to talk a little bit about our league. We play on Wednesday nights, and this year we currently have about 75 people, women, on the league. There is one pending, so we'll have 78, I believe. There are 12 new members. It's kind of fun just to have some new people. We have 3 scrambles, which are just events that we have throughout the year. And our first one is usually at the end of May. We have one in June, one in July. And then there's usually one in August or September that Judy does kind of on her own that she organizes. We call the Bubba Cup. It's more of a fun scramble. That isn't an official league one, but it's always a fun one to do if we get it together. We don't always have that. But these are just fun mixer events that everybody gets to meet new people, that they aren't ones you put together your own team. We organize it and we mix them up. So you play with different people every time. You get to meet different people in the league. Normally on Wednesdays you either play in the morning or the Twilight League, which Twilight League is for people who are still working or play in the afternoons. And you play with the same people every week. So the mixers are kind of fun because you end up playing with different people each time. And it's just kind of fun to play with different people. And you win little prizes. It's never anything huge. You might win $30 club credit, and you can buy something in the shop then. But it's never any major prizes. It's more for fun. And then we have a meal afterwards in the shop. But you get to meet people and just have some fun with the other women that are there. And one other thing to mention is the number of women who play golf compared to men is less than 1 in 3 on a national average. And by having these leagues and having fun events, we try to grow the game. And we have different things set up. Judy knows more about it than I do with lessons and different things that are free for women to do. Guy Otteson does once a week, has free, on Wednesdays, has free lessons. And I think quite a few people have taken advantage of that on Wednesday nights. In fact, it was just on the news. I think KXNet had a story on it just yesterday. It was pretty interesting. So, and he is an unbelievable golfer. I went to one of his lessons, and he was kind of interesting because the people I was with, he said, well, I can teach you something. He looked at me and he said, there's not a lot I can teach you. Well, yeah, I think you can. I'm not very good at chipping, but he was pretty fun. But I was just thinking about some of the fun events that we've had, and although they aren't huge prizes, they're just really fun to get to play with other people. Judy, do you have some other things to add?
Well, the nice thing is it's been fun to get to know people who just moved to the area and try to introduce to what's available to them. I have a number of friends now from different parts of my life who want to begin golf, and through Bismarck Parks and Recs, there's the availability of really 4 lessons packaged together to help, in particular, women learn the game and have opportunity to get together on, again, I think some of the lessons are on Wednesday nights, but it's whenever people can come, and 4 lessons and really get a good chance to have a base to work off of.
We've made it pretty reasonable for people to play too. The fee for joining the Women's Association is $65, but it's $55 for the Golf Handicap Index, and it's just $10 extra for the Riverwood Women's Association. Mm-hmm. So you're only paying $10 for the Riverwood Women's Association, and that's to play in any of our events, including our 3 mixers that we have throughout the year. And then you also get the handicap to be able to play in any of the state tournaments. Mm-hmm. And you do have to enter your scores, but it's pretty reasonable. Pay $65 for all of that.
And we try our best to also promote whatever is available in the area or statewide, the different events, so that people know what's out there and they have other opportunities for fun.
Right. And Jill Busha and I do the weekly events, and we try to keep them so they're
More about fun.
yeah, they aren't just for the better golfers. We have one every week where it is based on low net, which is your handicap plus your score. So the better golfers usually do win that one, but not necessarily. But there's going to be something like fewest putts or most of any number. So you might have most 10s, I mean, or it could be most 4s. It just depends on what you get. Or, you know, it might be most 5s or whatever. So it might be the worst golfer wins that one. It doesn't necessarily matter. And it could be high score or low score. You know, it doesn't necessarily benefit the best golfer that plays. And we always do have a blind draw, too, that if you just play terrible, you can throw your card in the blind draw, and you still get a chance at winning something.
Yeah.
So we do definitely play for fun, too. Do you guys have any questions?
Commissioners, any questions for Jody or Jen? Commissioner Jeske?
Thank you, President Zimmerman. Really not a question, Judy or Jen. I just have to say that being someone who participates in the league, I think it's a great opportunity to meet people that I just wouldn't normally meet because I work during the day. So Wednesdays, I can usually get out and golf with my regulars. Sometimes we pick up somebody new, but the May mixer was a ton of fun. I met a very nice person from the Mandan area who has decided to join Riverwood. She's very excited to meet golfers. So it's an opportunity to really spread the love of the game amongst people. I started golfing when I was 7. I have the scars to prove it. And I just think it's a wonderful sport. I love the fact that Guy teaches those lessons. And for several people that I know that say they want to get involved with the game of golf, I'm like, and learn it, I'm like, take those lessons from Guy because he is so proficient in the game of golf. And he's a really good wood craftsman too. So with the Bismarck Recreational Council, he donated a beautiful putter that he had made. And like I said, I appreciate what you guys do. It's not always easy. It's a lot of time commitment to serve on the committee to do this. So appreciate all that you guys bring to the sport of women's golf.
Thank you.
Commissioner Herzog?
Yeah, thanks, ladies. Like Commissioner Jeske, I'm also part of the Riverwood Women's Association, and again, like Commissioner Jeske, I've met people I would have never played golf with. Generally, circles of people that I don't know, and now we go to Vegas in the winter and golf, and we go to Arizona, and so for me, it's been really great. It just kind of extends your network of folks that you know in the community. I saw Tim hiding behind a pillar over there, Tim Doppler, but I was curious if you guys know, or if Tim could talk a little bit about the growth of the women's game, because we've seen just an explosion of women in some in a certain age category, but all across the board, women's golf, girls golf has just gone gangbusters, which is, I think, fantastic. It used to be, and maybe Commissioner Jeske, the same way you'd go to a scramble, there'd be like 5 women there, It feels a little weird if you're kind of out by yourself, but now there seem to be a lot more women that are playing and taking advantage of those opportunities. So I don't see Tim running to the podium, so maybe I'll just shoot that question. He's coming. Okay, out into the ether and see if it.
One thing I can tell you about it is I was on the golf team when I was 12 years old because my dad was a golf coach for Bismarck High, and my sister and I were recruited because they didn't have enough women on the golf team. Mm-hmm. And they do not have that problem anymore. Yeah. That they have enough women on the golf team that they can have A and B teams. And back then, they did not even come close to that they have both A and B teams for the golf team. And even when I first got back from college, when I was like in my 20s, I joined the Riverwood Women's Association. Took some time off because I couldn't afford to play golf. I maybe took 10 years off and started up again in my 30s, but it was interesting because there was maybe 20 to 30 people in the Riverwood Women's Association. It's been around for a long time. But now we have 70-some members, almost 80 members. And typically in the mixers, we have 45 to 55 women that play in those mixers. And it was never anywhere near that. I ran the Wednesday leagues 10 years ago, and there was maybe 30 that would play in those mixers. Now we get so many more. So it definitely has grown even in the last 10 years, quite a bit. But Tim, I'll let you go. Sure.
Tim, the USGA guy that was at the golf summit, talked a lot about women's golf growth. I thought maybe you could just give us the
President Zimmerman, commissioners. The 2 largest growth segments, women are leading the largest growth segments in the country. I don't have those numbers in front of me. They're National Golf Foundation numbers. And the other one is minorities. So we're seeing massive growth across the country in those areas, not attributed to the COVID bump that we saw. So all this growth is just coming from access. And that's kind of one of the things that we have to pat our backs on, the amount of access that we have for newcomers to golf with the junior links at the Pebble Creek facility, at the practice area at Pebble Creek. And, the $5 access fee for that. If you have a child that has youth on course, that's free for those parents. And then Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, free golf in the mornings for juniors. Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights, after 5 o'clock, golfing with youth for parents for free for kids $30 fee for a cart as well. So amazing opportunities in Bismarck for that stuff.
Thanks, Tim.
Any other questions from commissioners? If not, thank you, ladies, and have a good season.
Thank you, guys, appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks.
Our next item on the featured partners and programs is our July celebration, and we have Recreation Manager Renee Yoakum will give us an update on that. Good evening, Renee.
Good evening, President Zimmerman, Commissioners, Executive Director Leaker. I'm here to talk about July celebration. Chad Manny's actually in charge of it. Has everybody met Chad? He started in February. He is out, unable to be here tonight, so I am covering for him. And because I'm covering for him and have the podium, I'm going to talk about the history of July celebration a little bit. So in 1985, NRPA, which is the National Recreation and Park Association, officially designated July as America's Parks and Recreation Month. And it was to encourage people to enjoy the outdoors and honor the staff and volunteers who maintain public lands. So we started for Bismarck Parks and Rec in 1986. So we jumped on it right away. So we've had 40 years of July celebration. Those are my kids. In 2004, 2005, and that's TJ when he was 4 at one of the events that for July celebration. So we've been doing this a really long time. But so each July, and NRPA has continued this, each July, Park and Recreation Month recognizes more than 160,000 full-time park and recreation professionals, along with hundreds of thousands of part-time and seasonal workers and volunteers who maintain our county's local, state, and community parks. And also NRPA worked with the U.S. House of Representatives, and in 2009, they passed an official resolution for Park and Recreation Month. So we, of course, want to celebrate that. We started, like I said, we started in 1986. It was in that summer activity. It was very, we must have been in the planning stages of it because it was just like we're planning to do this and planning to do that. It was very sports heavy at that time. And so we've evolved that over the years. We've changed according to like trends, cultural changes, that kind of thing. So I feel like now we're offering a little bit more diverse and as of late more drop-in activities, which tends to be what families and communities are looking for. The theme that we started with was Be In It, and the theme this year is the power of. So you'll see that on the calendar, and there's a whole media kit that is used for that. And you'll see that around the country too, because most park and recreation agencies, departments will adopt the Park and Recreation Month. You all have a calendar in front of you. It's got 31 days of different activities. I'm not going to go over every single one of them, but I will just kind of highlight some things. I really like this event, and I've talked about this before when I've been up here, is because it involves the entire park district. So we have people in recreation doing the planning, the tennis in the parks, pickleball mixers. We have the facilities people with the facility admission, some swimming stuff. The parks, we do free tent camping at Sibley. McDowell has a free rental day. The pools, we do a middle school pool party. We do a family pool party, and then we also have a free pool day. And an aqua rock fitness class is also offered. The golf courses are offering some cool things too, and I'll highlight a new thing that they're doing this year but we have the free junior golf, there's the golf advice, the half off top tracer at the golf dome, and then the arenas are also involved with the roller skating and ice skating. So it's like we're all in, we're all doing something to celebrate this National Park and Recreation Month. So new this year, on July 4th and 5th, we're doing a free first hour of B-cycle rentals, and that's sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield North Dakota Caring Foundation. That's just July 4th and July 5th. You can get more information and I'll talk about this later. It's on our website. All this stuff is going to be on our website. There's a calendar on the website. It's just way too much information for me to talk about here because you'll just forget it. But we have it all listed, and it's very detailed on the front and back. And then they're doing a new thing called Golfing Together at Riverwood on Fridays, July 10th and 24th from 5 to 8. That's where youth golfers can play for free with a paying adult. They don't need a tee time. They just can show up at 5 o'clock and play. Some highlights, some things that we have done before, but we find to be really popular is our outdoor movie. We're doing that at McDowell. We're showing the great outdoors. We did the movie at Pebble in June. We had 230 people there, so we're hoping to get a good number of people out at the movie at McDowell. There's the Family Day Riverwalk on July 15th at Sertoma Park. I mentioned the 2 pool parties. We also have the drop-in activity, that Park Clue, which starts July 23rd at Heritage Park. It's kind of a fun family thing where you read some clues and you try to solve them, and there's little stations, really kind of a fun thing. There's a pickleball mixer at Elk Ridge on July 15th, and then we have a month-long photo contest. And that's just a highlight. That's a brief overview, but I'm happy to answer any questions. We're really excited about this. We do have all of this on our website, it's bizparks.org. It's been updated, it's listed there, and we're happy to answer any questions if people have, they can email or call us, but I'm happy to answer any questions right now as well.
Thank you, Renee. Commissioners, Commissioner Jeske. Oh,
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, President Zimmerman. Renee, I know you guys put this on your website, and you're very good about posting on Facebook and social media, so I imagine there'll be some posts that happen on a daily basis.
I've seen a lot of, excuse me, I forget how to talk to you guys, but I've seen a lot of the events also already posted on social media, on Facebook, yep.
Fantastic, thank you.
Commissioner Redmond.
President Zimmerman, thank you. Renee, is this new, the Unplugged North Dakota Day? I think I've seen something before, but I thought that's just a fabulous, and I read the quick description on the back, but I love that.
It's President Zimmerman, Commissioner Redmond. That I just found out about yesterday. So I just learned about that. That is an Unplugged North Dakota Day. It was started in Illinois by Illinois State Parks, and North Dakota State Parks has adopted it. So we are now adopting it, where it's just kind of encouraged. It's basically kind of, to me, tapping into what July celebration is anyway, but then encouraging people to get out and put your devices down and get out in the parks and enjoy the trails or enjoy an activity. So there is some Facebook posts and things that'll go out about that as well.
I think that's great. Thank you very much.
Other commissioners? Renee, thank you. I know I'm looking forward. I've highlighted a few of them here. I think that bike ride thing would be kind of fun. I've never used one of our district bikes. I have my own, but I'm thinking that might be the time to try out one of those bikes. But thank you, and thanks to the staff. Oh, Commissioner Jeske, sorry.
Can I ask one question regarding the bikes? I know we have e-bikes. Does it include the rental or the use of the e-bikes? Oh, that's a great opportunity.
President Zimmerman, Commissioners,
Yeah.
Commissioner Jeske, yes, it does.
I think
So-
that's a great opportunity for people who are thinking about buying an e-bike or they want to try out an e-bike. This is an opportunity to go try out. What are the locations?
The locations are, we have it at, right next to our office, 400 East Front, so Peace Park, Cottonwood, Sertoma, I gotta look at, I have,
Sertoma's right.
I'm covering, so I don't know what I'm, Sertoma and BSC?
Yes, I think right now Pioneer.
Everybody's helping me with
Pioneer
this.
is not set up because of
Correct,
the.
because of the
Railroad.
deconstruction of
Yeah.
the railroad.
Right. So
It's
great
happening.
opportunities, whether you're north, south, downtown, an opportunity to rent a bike.
Yeah, and I live by Cottonwood, and there's a lot of bikes there usually, so if people want to check that out, I think it's maybe on the south side, and people forget it's there, but check out Cottonwood if you want to.
Thank you.
Thanks for all the work.
Thank you, Renee.
Yeah.
While we're on that subject of activities and events coming up, I don't see it on the agenda. I'd like to remind folks that next weekend is the McQuaid softball tournament here in Bismarck and Mandan, and the Bismarck Park District plays a major role in that by providing the diamonds and the staff to maintain all those fields. I have been at those events where those guys are dragging the fields all day long to get ready for the next game. So I'm saying to the community too that I think we all know when McQuaid is in town, we know it. So thanks to the Park District, that continues to be a great event for the city of Bismarck as well. So check out McQuaid's next weekend. Also on the featured partners and, yeah.
We're done.
Oh, what did I? Yeah, men's I know is gone here. Yeah, here we go. We have with us, where am I? Oh, there we go. I'm looking for something. There we go. Holy cow, glad this is my last one here.
You're good. You're good. No, you're good. You're good.
Agenda item number 5 is disposition of bids for the Wachter Wave Pool equipment update. Blake Wagner with Prairie Engineering will review the bids received. Good evening, Blake.
Good evening, President Zimmerman, Commissioners, Executive Director. On May 27th, we opened bids for the Wachter Wave Pool equipment upgrade. We received 3 total bids. One was from a pool contractor. The other 2 were electrical bids. The total project, or the project involved only a base bid, no alternates. And the total project cost with the low pool bid and the low electrical bid is $958,800. This is within Bismarck Parks and Rec's construction budget. The expected timeline is a little eye-popping, but I'm going to explain it. It's 340 days. That means that the project construction will start after this pool season and be done prior to next pool season. They'll turn over and they'll help you guys start it up. With all that in mind, we recommend awarding the contracts to Associated Pool Builders, who was the low pool contractor, and Edling Electric, which was the low electrical contractor.
Thank you, Blake. Any questions for Blake? Commissioner Herzog?
Thank you, President Zimmerman. Thanks, Blake. I know it's within our budget, but can you just talk about what we thought it was going to be, just so the public knows about what we have budgeted for said project?
I unfortunately was not involved with that. I think I might have to get some help from Mike.
Mike, you can give us some update on that, please?
President Zimmerman and Commissioners, Commissioner Herzog, back in December, I believe it was $1.3 million were transferred to the construction fund for the project. So with the bids coming in lower than that, the reserves from that transfer will just stay in the construction fund
Okay.
then.
Thank you, Mike.
As long as you, President Zimmerman, if I might,
Commissioner Redmond?
thank you. As long as you're here, Mike. So tell us what this project will do to the Wachter Wave Pool.
President Zimmerman, Commissioners, Commissioner Redmond, it's going to be replacing the electrical inside the pump house, the filtration system, as well as the feeders for the chemicals, and as well as all the mechanical portions and stuff needed to produce the waves.
So we still will have our beloved Wachter Wave Pool.
We will.
Thank you so much.
Commissioner Jeske?
Thank you, President Zimmerman. So Mike, I'm going to ask you one more question. How long has it been since we've updated this? Because I remember moving here in 1982, and the Wachter Wave Pool was in existence. So I'm imagining this is well past its prime.
President Zimmerman, Commissioners, Commissioner Jeske, yes, I believe there's been some things throughout that staff has, I'm going to say, replaced, fixed, done everything in their power to keep it going, and they've done a fantastic job over the years. There's been, I believe, the electrical control panel for the wave equipment has been replaced, but I believe other than that, that's all that's been replaced since the pool opened in the 70s.
Commissioner Gilbertson?
Yeah, President Zimmerman and fellow commissioners and Mike, I guess to me, that's just one more of the outstanding things and a testament to our district. I mean, I remember the first time I was on the board and we talked about taking the water slide up a hillside, and like, it's been there for 25 years. It was like the life expectancy was 12, or like the cooling towers at the ice rinks and such. Is just the staff that you guys have and the district is fortunate enough to have does an amazing job getting every last ounce out of it, but eventually there comes a time where it's not possible anymore. So thank you for the work that you and Dave and your people on staff do. It's awesome.
Other questions for either Blake or Mike? Thank you both. We will entertain a motion.
I have a question,
Commissioner-
President Zimmerman.
Commissioner Jeske?
Will we need one or two motions on this one? One motion?
President Zimmerman, Commissioners, Commissioner Jeske, yes, I think one motion encompassing both amounts and awards are fine.
I will make that motion then. I'm going to make a motion that we accept the bid from Associated Pool Builders in the amount of $835,300. And then the responsible electric bid from Edling Electric in the amount of $123,500 for a total amount of $958,800 for the Wachter Pool equipment upgrade.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Jeske and second by Commissioner Redmond. Any further discussion? If not, Julie, if you'll call the roll, please.
Commissioner Gilbertson,
Aye.
Herzog,
Yes.
Redmond,
Aye.
Jeske,
Aye.
President Zimmerman.
Aye. Thank you, Blake. We'll
Thank
look
you.
forward to that being done next year. All right. Our next item on the agenda is an update on the upcoming Red, White, and Boom event. And we have with us this evening Will Sattler from Fanatics Events. Good evening, Will.
Good evening, Commissioners, President Zimmerman. Thanks for having me tonight. Excited to share an update on how planning's going and offer and extend an invite to the community to join us. It's crazy. In just 2 weeks, so Saturday will be the 4th of July, the biggest region I think has ever seen. So we're super excited. Just for some updates, basics, experience, all the things that are going on. So, of course, the event is Saturday, July 4th. It'll take place at the MDU Resources Community Bowl on Bismarck State College's campus. The events will take place on the Bavindick field, the soccer grass field, not on the turf or the track of the facility. Gates will open at 6 o'clock. The event will run till approximately about 11 o'clock in the evening. As always, this event will remain completely free and open to the public, so no tickets are needed. We had about an estimated 8,000 people turned out on campus, all encompassing last year. So we're planning to expect that, and if not more, this year for 2026. What's new this year is, of course, we're celebrating America's 250th birthday or anniversary. So our grand finale will be one of the first of its kind in the region. It'll feature a fully synchronized drone light show from Sky Elements, an upgraded fireworks display from J&J Fireworks, as well as a live performance from the Bismarck Mandan Symphony Orchestra, who I think is celebrating 33 years this year of performing on the 4th of July, which is awesome. The experience is built for all ages. Really, that first part of the evening is built for families. We'll have 10 interactive inflatables, carnival-style games, creative stations, hands-on activities as well. Really, all the different things that people can look forward to, free to do, free to enjoy. We have an expanded lineup of food and drink vendors. Over 12 of them will be on hand this year, which we're super excited about, including the concession stand inside the community bowl. So that's going to be awesome, as well as one of our partners, ABC Boat Docks, is providing complimentary water while supplies last at the event. So that's an awesome addition for the event. For kind of the itinerary schedule of events, Savannah Benz will take the stage at 7 o'clock, the main stage. Braveheart Band will take the stage at 8 o'clock, about an hour after. And then the Symphony Orchestra is expected to start about 9:30 p.m. So all local artists, we're super excited to have them perform, and it's going to be an awesome night with live music and the other things going on. With the actual drone show fireworks finale to start approximately 10:15. It's about a 45-minute display with all the different things going on with the drone show and the fireworks. This is, of course, a true community effort. This event is produced in collaboration with leaders and stakeholders in our community, from the city of Bismarck to the CVB, the chamber. The Symphony Orchestra, of course, helps. There are members in the room. The Bismarck Parks and Rec District supports Mike Wald, an awesome supporter on our committee, as well as some others that Commissioner Herzog, duh, yeah, that is here and supports and gives feedback and direction for the group at Fanatics Events to kind of make this what it's becoming. So this is the invitation. Bring your lawn chairs, bring your blankets. Everyone is welcome. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring your neighbors. Join us. This is the one time we get to celebrate America's 250th anniversary. So we heard the community's feedback from our first year at the Community Bowl last year. We've implemented changes across the board. There'll be increased traffic support. We've been very happy with what Bismarck Police Department is going to be able to support us with this year. If you're looking to learn more about the event, our website, biz4th.com, that's 4TH, the number 4. Or you can go to Facebook. It's Bismarck's Red, White, and Boom. To learn more, we're providing updates basically daily now. The website has an awesome FAQ section where you can learn more about any questions you might need. But we're really looking forward to it, and it's crazy to think 2 weeks away. But we're ready, and it's going to be an awesome time. So,
Well, Will, thank you. Your enthusiasm is great for the event. And I know you said there's, questions online. I know people last year, a question of parking. Any updates on what's going to be available or?
Yeah, President Zimmerman, Commissioners, that's a great question. So there are a few different things. With the construction that's going on at the Community Bowl right now, that's very limited to the south parking lot. I think the direction is right there, or the lower level parking lot near that gate. That doesn't have access to the public anyways. That was a private entrance, so we're not losing any from the current construction that's going on there. As you may recall, there was construction going on the Bavadic Center that's newly completed on campus last year. That's no longer there. So I think a big solution to this will be the added traffic control this year that will solve that. Of course, when you bring 8,000 people to campus, it is going to be busy, but we encourage patience, and it'll be a lot smoother this year, we're anticipating. So.
Well, thank you, Will. Commissioners, anyone else, questions or comments? Commissioner Herzog. Excuse me. Commissioner Herzog, go ahead, please.
Thanks, President Zimmerman and Commissioners. Will, I know we still have some volunteer slots. I know I'm driving a golf cart for a couple hours. It said prior golf cart driving experience preferred, so I signed up for that. But people, if they want to volunteer, and I know you have slots, how would they find out how they could help?
Okay. Commissioner Herzog, Commissioners, and President Zimmerman, that's a great question. Thank you. I would recommend going to that website, biz4th.com. There's a place where you can enter your information and provide any comments. Our team is working, I think it's the majority of their day, trying to fill the final volunteer slots, as well as look at some alternative options to fill in with some staff from our crew. It's really important that we feel that this is a very well-staffed event. There's a lot of people, so we want to make sure that it feels that way, and that we can deliver an exceptional experience that way. So biz4th.com is the best place to get involved. You can send an inquiry to Fanatics Events or through that Facebook page as well, Bismarck, Red, White, and Boom. We'll get in touch with you, and we'll make it work.
Commissioner Jeske.
Thank you, President Zimmerman. Will, I just have a question because you said that the events will take place on the Bavadic soccer field, so they're not going to be within the bowl, I imagine, because of the construction that's going on. Am I correct?
Commissioners, President Zimmerman, Commissioner Jeske, that's a great question. This is the same setup as we had last year. So when we refer to it's the turf and the track. Basically, when you walk in the main stand of the bowl, that facility or that part of the facility is not in use. We direct everyone over to the soccer field. So we'll have our main stage there. There'll be a tent for shaded seating. There's some additional bleachers, plenty of space for a group to hang out, but we won't use any of the turf. And that was in collaboration with the Bowl Authority team, Bismarck Public Schools, as well as the BSC campus. So.
Okay. So I'd imagine you'd really encourage people to bring chairs if they're going to be at the soccer complex. And then last year, I know I didn't make last year's event. I'm sorry. We go to our son-in-law's cabin, but one thing I heard is that people were disappointed because they couldn't see the fireworks unless you were sitting there. I imagine with the drone show, that can be better because they can take them up a little higher in the air. But has that been addressed as well?
Yeah, Commissioners, President Zimmerman, Commissioner Jeske, it's a great thought. The one thing about a drone show is it is super. It's not super important to be in a certain position to watch, but it is best viewed from the area where we're hosting the event. A couple of different things that we've added this year. both for the musical performance and for the fireworks display. There'll be 2 additional viewing screens on either side of the stage, which will help with some of that to be able to see better, as well as the actual video board for the BSC Bowl will be in use. So if people are sitting in the stands, or, I know there were some guests that sat up on the berm, or there were a lot of different places where they found that was the perfect spot to watch from. So it's some we're certainly considering. With a little bit more time, with a little bit more moving parts with the drone show and fireworks show, it's certainly something we're paying attention to. So you should be able to see it. I think I remember Commissioner Herzog telling me that there was someone on the golf courses watching, and so there are a lot of different places. I think the coolest part about this venue is its location in catty corner to, of course, the Missouri River, but where it's elevated a little bit from where it gets shut off. So.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like when it used to be at the Capitol. So I live close to Country Road West, and so there would be, our whole community would basically sit up there and we could watch the fireworks from the Capitol. But, so that was my comment regarding the fireworks, not being able to view it unless you're a little, probably a little bit more south, I imagine.
Yeah, Commissioners, President Zimmerman, Commissioner Jeske. Yeah, I think it's just south on campus. We did hear some feedback. Some people stayed in their vehicles, parked along the street, and were able to see. There's a new facility there with the Bavadic Center, so that may affect things as well. But yeah, I believe the viewing should be pretty solid from across the board.
Thank you, Will.
Yeah.
Well, Will, thank you for the presentation. I would also mention that I remember hearing that the city of Bismarck will host on the 4th of July. The city of Mandan will be on the 5th of July. So as folks are, watching this evening or have a question on that, Mandan fireworks will be on the 5th. Third, excuse me. There I go. On the 3rd, and Bismarck will be on the 4th. So 2 nights, you get 2 nights of fireworks. Thank you, Will, and good luck. I hope for great weather over the 4th of July.
I agree. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is the consideration of the matching grants, round 2. And Commissioner Herzog will provide us an update on the most recent meeting of that committee. Commissioner Herzog?
Thanks, President Zimmerman. Commissioners, yes, Commissioner Redmond and I met with Mike Wald on June 9th to go over the kind of second round of matching grant applications. We had 3 organizations that had applied: the Bismarck Horse Club and the North Dakota Cutting Horse Association. That's one. Fast Track BMX, and then Teddy Roosevelt, the family fun day that they usually put on. So some of the nitty gritty on the applications. So we Bismarck Parks and Rec, we budget $125,000 annually for the matching grant program. The first award that we did, I believe it was in February, was for $76,574.66, which left us with $48,000 roughly for the second round. And those 3 applicants that I mentioned earlier were requesting a total of $18,185.49 in funding or matching grant funding. Obviously, they have to make their match. The amounts requested: the Bismarck Horse Club and the North Dakota Cutting Horse Association, down at the arena, they would like to replace the South Arena's wooden rail fence with a welded panel fence. And they showed some pictures. They use a lot of volunteer help as well, which is fantastic. They take great care of that facility and have made a lot of improvements. You might remember in February we talked about an overhead garage door that they had replaced down there, and they're seeing a lot of really good use down there. So their assistance request was $7,500. The second one was Fast Track BMX. We worked with them quite a bit. Jamie Mills was there for the interview. If you've been down to the Fast Track area, you'll know that they kind of have banks and there's asphalt there. So they want to asphalt. They have a new little balance bike area. You might think of them as, I call them like Strider bikes, but to asphalt the new balance bike track and upgrade the facility's internet to meet streaming needs. And so they had a kind of an internet system there. They have since just added so many new things, just the bandwidth wasn't keeping up. And so they would like to do that upgrade. Then they can also stream things. So if you got grandma and grandpa or other people that don't live here, they can still watch what the kiddos are up to on the Fast Track. BMX track. So their request was $10,008.04 for that asphalt work. The last one was the Teddy Roosevelt Family Day. And Bill was there, Bill Jensen was there. I think you remember also that we have supported some of the fun games that they do out at McDowell Dam, and they did request, and we've approved this in the past as well, but axe throwing has become huge, and we approved some axe throwing things there. A couple rounds ago, they said that went gangbusters, so both the kids' axe throwing things, which are kind of a plastic situation, and then the actual, wooden targets as well that they use. And just general, it supports their equipment and materials. They're also buying a kind of a PA system for things that are going on out there. They really like the location. It's been good for them. Their request was smaller, $600, $677.45. So we sat down with them. They all, I think this is the third time I've done matching grants since I've been elected, and it's just fun to see the excitement and almost the nerding out on what they do, which is what we really love, right? The cutting horse folks, and they really get into it, and I just learn something new every time I go there. Fast Track, again, I remember when they had been talking about some things in an earlier matching grant request that they want to bring up some bigger events to Bismarck, host some of those regional events, and I think this allows them to do some of these upgrades. And then the Family Fun Day is just something everybody looks forward to and something that's great on our facilities. So in total, the assistance requested was $18,185.49. Commissioner Redmond and myself, we think that we should go full bore and approve all three as requested. I don't know if Commissioner Redmond wants to add anything. It was a fun afternoon.
It was. Thanks, Commissioner Herzog. I said I'd add the color comments because two of my favorite words in Parks and Recreation are provide opportunities. If we can't provide this recreational opportunity ourselves, but we work with amazing partners who can work with us to do that either in or on our properties. But it's so amazing to see the diversity, anything from horseback riding to fast tracks with little ones, like 2-year-olds are on these little bikes going guns and just going great guns. And so that's just exciting to see. And the passion, nerding out, of these wonderful people who do this and put in hours and hours and hours of volunteer time to do this for kids and families is just exciting to see. And Teddy Roosevelt Family Fun Day, between 800 and 1,000 kids out at McDowell Dam. And yes, they need a PA system. Absolutely, of course they do. So again, just wonderful opportunities that these organizations provide to kids and families in Bismarck. So again, so proud to work with these partners. So
Yeah.
I would like to move that we award these three organizations as presented the $18,185.49 as requested through the matching grant program.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Redmond, second by Commissioner Herzog. Any further discussion?
President Zimmerman.
Commissioner Gilbertson?
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to say is thank you to Commissioner Herzog and Redmond. And this program is one that, we get to talk about it twice a year, every year. And this program is one of the things that truly does make this park district go. All you have to do is drive around and, look at these places. And the 20 years that I've been involved, Parks and Rec here, to see how far some of these have come. And I always go back to the Fast Track BMX, how when I was growing up, and it looked dilapidated. There was nothing there, and and now it's amazing. And if you have the opportunity to drive by when they have an event, it's just crazy is the only thing in the best possible sense of the word. But Sleepy Hollow Arts Park, the Arboretum, the service clubs that have taken it upon themselves to better and improve the parks that they sponsor. It is one of the truly amazing things about not only the park district here in Bismarck, but the city of Bismarck and the sense of community that this program truly brings. So thank you for your efforts this time, and yes, it's also one of my favorite things to do. So thank you.
Commissioner Herzog.
President Zimmerman, I'll give you the totals then, since Commissioner Gilbertson was talking about it. According to our website, this was in its 40th year, and the program has provided matching funds for 599 projects. Oh, we should have had one more. We could have had 600. With a total project cost of more than $6.7 million.
It's amazing.
Thank you, Commissioner Herzog. I think that's a good point. Without, that partners to put their skin in the game as well. We've come a long way. I will ask Julie to call the roll on that motion, please.
Commissioner Gilbertson?
Aye.
Herzog?
Yes.
Redmond?
Aye.
Jeske?
Aye.
President Zimmerman?
Aye. Our next item on the agenda is to appoint the Park District Clerk and our oath of office. And the staff requests the board's consideration to name our Executive Director, David Leaker, as the Park District Clerk. That's a part of the job description, and that's some legalese in that position, and I am going to call on our legal counsel.
We have to make a motion first, don't we?
Do we need a motion to
Yep.
appoint
Yep.
first?
And I'll make a motion to appoint Executive Director Leaker as our clerk, district clerk.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Jeske, second by Commissioner Redmond. Any further discussion? And David, you cannot refuse it, I guess. Julie, if you'd call the roll, please.
Commissioner Gilbertson?
Aye.
Herzog?
Yes.
Redmond?
Aye.
Jeske?
Aye.
President Zimmerman?
Aye. At this time, I would ask our legal counsel, John Ward, to administer the oath of office to David. I think you'll step forward, please.
Would you have the microphone? Okay. All right, then just repeat after me. I, David Leaker, of Bismarck, North Dakota,
I, David Leaker of Bismarck, North Dakota,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of North Dakota,
and the Constitution of the State of North Dakota,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of Bismarck Parks and Recreation District Clerk,
the duties of the office of the Bismarck Parks and Recreation Clerk, District Clerk,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Clap. Clap.
Right here. Need a date? All right, thank you.
Yay, you're in.
Thank you, John. Our next item on the agenda is the consideration of the May 21st board minute meetings. That was included in the commissioner's packet. Any discussion? If not, we'll look for a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Commissioner Gilbertson, second by Commissioner Redmond. Any further discussion? If not, Julie, if you'd call the roll, please.
Commissioner Gilbertson?
Aye.
Herzog?
Yes.
Redmond?
Aye.
Jeske?
Aye.
President Zimmerman?
Aye. Next item on the agenda is approval of the bills.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Jeske and second by Commissioner Gilbertson. Any further discussion on that? If not, Julie, if you'll call the roll, please.
Commissioner Gilbertson?
Aye.
Herzog?
Yes.
Redmond?
Aye.
Jeske?
Aye.
President Zimmerman?
Aye. The next item is recognition of the outgoing board members, which is myself. So at this time, I will turn it over to Vice President Jeske.
Thank you, President Zimmerman. I'd like to read this proclamation. Whereas Mark Zimmerman, in his capacity as a member of the Board of Park Commissioners since 2018, and I know you served 4 years prior to that too, has served the residents of the city of Bismarck in the most exceptional and splendid manner. And whereas he has provided leadership, that has greatly assisted in the growth and development of parks and recreation opportunities. And whereas Mark Zimmerman has given freely of his time and special talents to the Park District of the City of Bismarck, greatly contributing to the cause of good government and the better community. And whereas it is fitting and proper that such public service be recognized, publicly proclaimed, and made part of the permanent record of the Bismarck Parks and Recreation District, now therefore be it resolved by the Park District of the City of Bismarck and on behalf of the citizens of Bismarck, on the 18th day of June 2026, extend to Mark Zimmerman sincere thanks and grateful appreciation for service. And we have a framed plaque for you, Mark. So we will give you that, and then we also have your gold card. It's not a credit card, so you can't buy anything with it, but, and I would encourage all of the commissioners at this point, if they'd like to say a couple of words, and maybe we start with Commissioner Gilbertson.
Sure, I'd be honored. Yeah, Mark, it was 20 years ago, and we were having that discussion earlier, that 20 years ago I was a 30-year-old who, I don't know, maybe in some things maybe knew more then than I do now. I don't know, but and you were, instrumental as one of the people who was serving on the board when I came on, in helping me understand what it means to be a commissioner of the Park District. Then, you, as elections go, sometimes they go our way, sometimes they don't, and then you took some time and were the state director and did amazing things there, and then in 2018, we had the chance to rejoin the park board with you, and the past 8 years have been awesome, and I appreciate your leadership. When you served as vice president, when I was president, I appreciated that, and I've appreciated the last 2 years of you as the president. It's your mark on the Park District is measurable, and you've been here for quite a few of the pretty major things that we've done in the last 20 plus years. So I just want to say thank you. I hope that, without getting too sentimental, that this isn't goodbye, and that we stay in touch, and that you still hopefully do find opportunities to be involved with what the Park District does, and just because, like I mentioned, you are an important part, and Parks and Rec is, whether it be at the local level or state level, it's who you are, and I appreciate that. So thank you.
I had to write. So, Mark, I know you're not one for recognition, which is probably one of the reasons people respect you so much, but I want to say thank you for your time and your energy, and certainly for your thoughtfulness that you've brought to this role as a commissioner and certainly as president of the board. I think every comment, question, or position that you've taken has come from a place of caring, and that is a rare and admirable quality. I'm thinking about all the many associations, Mark, that you're involved in, and all the nonprofit organizations that have benefited from your service, and there are many. But I know that one group that is very special to you, and that's Scouting. And so I was thinking about you and Scouting, and it struck me that the qualities that Scouts aspire to are exactly the same qualities that you've brought to this board. You've been trustworthy, loyal, helpful, so very friendly, courteous, kind, obedient to the mission of Bismarck Parks and Recreation District, cheerful through challenges, thrifty with public resources, brave when decisions weren't easy, clean in your conduct and professionalism, and reverent in your respect for others, this staff, and this community. You are, and forever will be, a Parks and Rec Scout. So thank you for your leadership and for your example that you've set for all of us, and you've made a lasting impression, and you will be missed.
Commissioner Herzog?
That wasn't, I don't know if that was a tear, and I don't know if I can follow that, but okay. Well, Mark, I won't usually have to say what I wrote because you won't be able to read my handwriting in here, but I think the thing I notice about you the most is, well, and you're easy to find around town. You have, your car sort of sticks out, you've got a vanity plate. And so what I notice is you're just everywhere. I'll see you, you're on your bike, you're in the trails, you're planting a tree. I'll be on Facebook and there's Mark with somebody planting a tree. And so I think really what I glean from how you conduct yourself as a commissioner is you are very present, you are very engaged. You go to the events, you know what's happening in the parks, you do the activities, you're part of it, you live it, which I think is just fantastic. So, and then, you know, we know where you are, we can find you because you sort of stick out. So, in a big red Jeep that says Canoe 1 on it, I believe is what it is, if anyone's listening. So really, I think you're my first board president here, and so I want to thank you for that and that mentorship for the first couple of years that I've been on this board. And I don't know what it is about when people retire from this board, either as an executive director or a president, but they immediately like leave the state for like a month or something. And I know you're going down to a big camp down south, so but hopefully we do see you around after you return from that camp, and appreciate everything you've done. And I hope you're still engaged, and I hope I can keep my eye on you, and don't buy a different vehicle or change your vanity plates, please. Thank you.
Okay. And I'll just wrap it up here, and then I'll give you a chance to say something, President Zimmerman. I, like Commissioner Redmond, had to write this down. So President Zimmerman, it has been a distinct honor to serve with you on the board these past few years. Your passion for parks and recreation is both authentic and inspiring, and your leadership has made a lasting impact. Thank you for your unwavering commitment, the many hours you have dedicated, and the thoughtful perspective you have brought to the board. Your contribution has been truly invaluable. And I will say, I've listened to Vern Dosh talk a little bit about servant leadership, and I will say that you are the epitome of servant leadership, as it's always about someone else. It's always about the park district. It's always about the commitment to the community, and it's never about yourself, Mark. And that is a truly commendable characteristic of you. I am especially grateful for the example you have set. Your leadership has challenged me to grow as a commissioner and has helped shape a stronger path forward for the district. You leave a legacy that will continue to influence the district for years to come. Congratulations on your retirement from the board, and I wish you the best of luck.
Well, thank you all. Thank you all very much for those kind words. Just a couple comments that it's been an honor and a privilege for 12 years. I want to, first of all, thank all the commissioners that I've served with, some that are, of course, not on the board at this time, but it's been great. It's been a great adventure, a great opportunity for that. I have been honored to serve under 3 directors, and I wish our new executive director, David Leaker, the best. You've got an outstanding staff to work with. That's been a pleasure every time I would walk into the Park District office or be in the parks and witness staff at facilities or in the parks. As we've all said, we have a fantastic staff that make this district #1, in my opinion, in the state. We have first-rate facilities. We heard tonight where we're spending almost $1 million just on one pool. And that, again, speaks to the district. So I don't have much else to add. I do plan on staying active on the trails. I'm hoping to be involved with one of the projects that was discussed at our last meeting, the Healing Garden up at the Claremont Family Park, that I hope I can. But again, let me just thank everyone, the citizens of Bismarck that have supported our district. And thanks to the staff. That's the staff and the commissioners. You make the Bismarck Park District. So with that, unless we have other comments, I would announce that the next regular board meeting is July 16th at 5:15 here in the fabulous Tom Baker Meeting Room. Meeting adjourned.